Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys predicted to draft Dak Prescott's replacement in first round. Dak Prescott has led the Dallas Cowboys as the team's QB for the past 8 years, but that could be coming to an end soon. There are already questions about Prescott's future due to the QB not signing a new contract extension, but the Cowboys could make a clear-cut decision to move on in the 2024 NFL Draft. In Bleacher Report's latest round of draft predictions, Brad Gagnon believes the Cowboys will move on from Prescott. In a deep QB draft, Gagnon thinks Dallas could take a QB in the first round. I think Dallas is just about done with Dak Prescott, and in this case, it can apply the ultimate pressure. Recent actions also indicate the Cowboys already think they're good enough to compete in 2024 or are ready to throw in the towel, Gagnon wrote on April 22. In either event, they don't need to draft somebody who is sure to make an immediate impact. If Dallas does want to move on from Prescott next season, this might be the moment to do it. There ought to be QB talent available late into the first round, but they could also take the gamble a step further by trading up to a better selection. Mock drafts are not a great way to get an idea of where players will actually be drafted. But they do typically provide a range. If the Cowboys decide to take a QB, there will likely be 1 or 2 top-tier prospects left. When looking at all of NFL.com's mock drafts, most of them project that at least one of Bo Nix or Michael Penix Jr. would be available at the Cowboys' number 24 overall pick. Nix and Penix squared off twice last year in the Pac-12, but both had extremely impressive seasons. Penix led Washington to the CFP National Championship and threw for 4,903 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions in the process according to Sports Reference. Nix threw for 4,508 passing yards, 45 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Both players seem like they could make the jump to the NFL, but both also have their drawbacks. Penix and Nix are older than your average prospect at 23 and 24 years old, respectively. At a Children's Cancer Fund event in Dallas on April 19, Prescott was asked about his future. While he didn't go into immense detail, he did explain his perspective on the situation. "I don't have any fears. I'm not going to say I fear being here or not. I don't fear either situation, to be candid with you," Prescott said, per The Athletic's John Machota. "I love this game. I love to play and love to better myself as a player and my teammates around me." Prescott may be trying to tell the Cowboys that he's not afraid to leave for a new team, but it's unclear. Either way, he will have complete control over the situation. Prescott's current contract has a no-trade clause and no-tag clause. There's little Dallas can do to keep him besides paying him. 5 predictions for the Dallas Cowboys in the 2024 NFL Draft. It's officially draft week. This Thursday, April 25, the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft will get underway, and we will finally find out what the Dallas Cowboys' plans are, putting an end to all of the speculation and guesstimating. Before things officially kick off, here are 5 predictions for the biggest event in the offseason. Being slotted in the latter part of the first round, and with so many holes in the roster that need to be filled with not a lot of draft capital to do so, the Cowboys end up trading down to acquire more draft picks. There are teams selecting behind them, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, who could be looking to move up due to their similar draft needs, which could make Dallas number 24 pick a rather hot commodity. One reason for the prediction is the lack of a surefire, must-have prospect that is projected to be available for the Cowboys at number 24, other than the top OC prospects Graham Barton and Jackson Powers Johnson. There's not a lot of difference between the other OT prospects and the ones they could target in a trade-down scenario. Adding extra draft capital by trading down is too tempting of an added bonus. After trading down in the first round, the Cowboys used their first selection in the 2024 NFL Draft on Tyron Smith's replacement, Kingsley Suamataia, the left tackle out of BYU. He is still a work in progress, but possesses all of the intangibles and skill set to become a long-time fixture as the Cowboys' new blindside protector. He and Tyler Smith would be a formidable duo on the left side of Dallas OL. Swamataya is just as intriguing as the OT prospects Dallas would have considered at number 24, Amarius Mims and Tyler Guyton. Unlike them, the former BYU left tackle was primarily a starting blindside protector in college. Because of that, he's not as much of a projection as the other two because there is actual tape of him playing LT. On top of all of that, he fits what Dallas likes at the position, which only adds fuel to the fire of this prediction. It's no secret the Cowboys will be adding at least one starting caliber running back at some point in the draft. And if we know it, the rest of the league knows that as well. That could make it more difficult to land one of the top RBs in the 2024 draft class, particularly Jonathon Brooks and Trey Benson. Someone selecting behind them could easily trade in front of them knowing it's a need for the Cowboys. If that's not enough, Jonathon Brooks is expected to be a second-round pick and ranked 48th overall in Dane Brugler's top 100 rankings. On the flip side, Trey Benson was given a third-round grade, ranking 81st overall. Based on that, Dallas may have to trade up if they want to secure Brooks' services or overdraft Benson. The Cowboys aren't known for reaching on prospects in the draft, so there's a very real possibility they land neither. The Cowboys are currently projected to receive 3 compensatory picks in 2025 for Tony Pollard, Tyron Smith, and Tyler Biadasz. Add that to the number of selections they should have in the 2025 NFL Draft and they should be flush with draft capital. Considering the fact they have so many roster needs right now, it wouldn't be at all surprising to see them use some of that future draft capital at some point in the 2024 NFL Draft. The Cowboys used future draft capital to help snag a player they were targeting just last year. They traded up in the 6th round by sending a future 2024 5th-round pick to the Chiefs in exchange for CB Eric Scott. Keep an eye on them potentially doing the same thing this year at some point on draft day to try to acquire a player they covet that may not fall to them otherwise. The selection of Motzi Smith last year was somewhat surprising considering the Cowboys haven't drafted a defensive tackle in the 1st round in over 30 years. So were the acquisitions of WR Brandon Cooks and CB Stephon Gilmore via trade. And while it wasn't a draft day trade, acquiring QB Trey Lance from the San Francisco 49ers absolutely caught us all off guard. So, what could they have in store for us this year, if anything? Jerry Jones and company might have something up their sleeve for the 2024 NFL Draft. It may be as simple as using future draft capital like we previously mentioned, trading for or trading away a certain player, or maybe even something big like trading Dak Prescott. Something big may happen that ends up catching us all by surprise. Texas RB seems poised to land with Cowboys. Apparently, the Dallas Cowboys are poised to take Texas Longhorns running back Jonathon Brooks in the 2nd round of the NFL Draft on Friday. On Monday, ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter indicated several teams believe the Cowboys will select Brooks, writing, "Some think it would be a surprise if he made it past Dallas' turn at number 56. Former Pro Bowl RB Tony Pollard signed a 3-year, $21.75 million deal with the Tennessee Titans in free agency, leaving a hole in the Cowboys' backfield. Last season, Dallas RBs Rico Dowdle and Deuce Vaughn combined for 401 rushing yards. The Cowboys recently signed RB Royce Freeman to a 1-year, $1.29 million deal, but he has never surpassed 600 rushing yards in 6 seasons. Taking Brooks seems like a smart idea, even though he tore his ACL in November. Schefter noted he's expected to be ready for training camp and could be a steal for the team that drafts him. In 11 games in 2023, Brooks rushed for 1,139 yards and 10 touchdowns on 187 carries. He also caught 25 passes for 286 yards and 1 TD. Pro Football Focus draft analyst Trevor Sakima rates the 20-year-old as the best RB in this draft class. Brooks is an ideal blend of size, 6 foot, 207 pounds, speed, strength and agility, wrote Sakima. Though limited in snap totals, he has good vision in both gap and zone run schemes. If he can get back to form following his torn ACL, he has all the goods to be a starting running back in the NFL. The Cowboys' ground attack needs a spark after finishing 15th in the league in rushing yards, 113.5, last season. Perhaps Brooks will become the playmaker Dallas covets. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Jonathon Brooks? Leave your opinion in the comments.